So just let's delve a little deeper. What does this mean for the creative class? You're saying fear is driving some of the reaction. Is there something to be feared? Obviously, productivity on the one side is great. What does it mean for the creative class, though?
When I did a speech once on the history of innovation. I went back through human history, the steam engine, the printing press, even all the way back to the invention of controlled fire. And every time there's been a human innovation that changes the way we work, the way we look at the world, it's always accompanied with uncertainty about what the implications will be. When mass manufacturing hit farming and the automation phenomena hit farming, people were worried, well, what's going to happen to all the farmers? And what we see is people evolve, they change, they go to their highest and best use, if you will, right? So people will spend less time, say, focused on tasks that are menial for them, potentially, and more on the creative side of things. Although technically the AI can create art as well. There's an AI called DALL-E 2, which you just input text words and it'll output unique art. So that is what's also interesting about this latest iteration of AI. There's been almost like 3 generations of AI, but this is the AI that's getting closer and closer to aspects of humanity that are going to ultimately, I think the implication is going to be that it's going to cause people to question, what does it mean to be a
Right.
human being? And but to answer your question, what it'll do is allow us to free up time
Right.
to do other tasks and other
So let's
things.
tease this out a little bit because a couple of thoughts come to mind. First of all, I saw an AI created Nirvana song the other week. So not Nirvana, sounded like Nirvana, played like Nirvana, but it was AI created. So, if you're a Nirvana fan, that's great, but you have to wonder what all these singers or performers are thinking about that. And I guess what I want to tease out of you is that, yeah, every major technological advance has hit somebody, whether it's farmers or manufacturers or laborers. This is the creative class. They've never been hit before. They've always been ones who have maybe had an advantage out of a technological change, but now it's kind of hitting them in the gut. But you're saying they'll just evolve. Is that reasonable?
Well, it's a good point because the creative class has always been, in a class by itself,
Right.
if you will, because it was always considered to be divinely human to be creative. Where did this inspiration for this lyric come from? Where did the inspiration for this particular track come from? But it also applies to everything that is, in the creative world. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go from being the, creators of this creativity to being the directors, if you will.
Let's see.
So let's look at another profession where you'll see profound implications. If you've ever watched Star Trek, there's this AI medical professional that kind of beams in and assesses your
Right.
situation. AI medical professionals are going to be significantly challenged because these AIs will have perfect recall of your medical history, perfect understanding of all the science that's happening globally, and the ability to analyze your situation simultaneously. So I think doctors are going to be significantly challenged, but however, nurses, their value continues to go up and increase. So you're going to see value shifting from one area to another area. Lawyers, all sorts of organizations where you see professionals making a lot of money, that very high end, I think they're going to have some real interesting
Well, you
challenges.
you mentioned before the show that the new version of ChatGPT, GPT-4, their LSAT score, their legal law school aptitude test score is like 90th percentile now, right?
Yeah, versus GPT-3, which was at 10 percentile, which is a huge step forward. And the GPT-4 can do some other interesting things. It just came out March 14th, which is Pi Day. They held back some features, like GPT-4 will be able to go into pictures and understand what's going on in pictures. So the previous generation AI say, okay, this is a dog, this is a cat. But now the AI will be able to go into the picture and figure out what's going on within the picture and make predictions based on the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually held that power back just yet in the release, but that's one of the big increases and one of the big improvements in GPT-4, which just happened to come out.
Wow. So, are you concerned about any ethical considerations then?
And with anything that's extremely powerful, you have that, potential for abuse. So you're going to have the same ability that you can do with ChatGPT, which is to, code me up a website, code me up a software application that controls these lights. I could just as easily say, hey, code me up a virus that allows me to hack into Tony's mic while he's on the show.
Mhm.
So it has that potential. But I think the way to look at it is sort of like virus software and antivirus software. There's always a back and forth between the bad actors and then the counter forces, if you will.
We're going to take a brief break. That's an important point. We'll be back after these messages.